everyone, welcome back to TechnonTechTV. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about variables with its practical example. So let's start. What are variables? Variables are used to store information, something like a number, letter, a sentence, or a combination of these. It's a piece of memory segment where the data is stored. So first we are going to look into the declaration and definition of a variable. So how to declare a variable and what it means. To declare a variable in Java is the following. You need to type a data type first, then the variable name and a semicolon to the end of the line. We don't assign any value to it here. So let me show you how it works in practice. So we created this program previously. Now let's delete the system.out.println here and instead type a number of subscribers and a semicolon. So this variable can represent a number of YouTube subscribers, or we can use another name like number of countries or anything. And int is used for whole number. As you can see, the variable name is gray because it isn't used and it does not have a value. So how we assign a value to this variable? That's what is called a definition. So it is very simple. First the data type, then the variable name equals and value we would like to assign to the variable, and finally a semicolon to the end of the line. Or we can first declare the variable and then you type name and equals the value and a semicolon. Now let's see how it works in practice. So I'm going to show you the second case here. So enter here and number of subscriber, and IntelliJ offer us the variable name and then equals and 125 and a semicolon here as well. So the other option is to define it in one line. The easiest way to do that is to delete this here, and that's it. Both correct, but the second one is used when we don't know the value of the variable at the beginning, but we will calculate it later. Now I would like to tell you more about the naming conventions of variables. So variables are case sensitive. For example, if you would like to use a variable, you need to type in exactly the same name while you declare it. The next one is that typically variables cannot be declared two times with the same name in the same class or in the same method. Also, variable name must start with a letter or $mark or underscore, but I don't recommend you the last two letters after the first letter. So after the first letter it can contain numbers, but it is not recommended either. And last year variable names cannot be equal to reserved keywords of Java. Here you can see a list of the reserved keywords: abstract, continue, for, new, switch, and the list goes on. So you don't need to memorize this. Java will warn you that you cannot use these words as a variable names. So you might think this list is very long, but don't worry, I will explain all of them later in this course. One last thing I would like to share with you is the naming standards and business. These are not forced by Java and it is not necessary to follow them, but they can make your code more readable if you stick to them. Also, if you apply for a job and you apply these recommendations, it will show the interviewers that you are familiar with the business naming conventions. The first point is camel case. So the variable name's first word should start with lowercase and every other word in the variable name should start with uppercase, like I did with the number of subscribers. So no lowercase, then off with uppercase, and subscribers with uppercase too. And the next one is that the variable names should fully describe what the variable contains. So don't name the variable like XYZ or A or B or C. Instead use meaningful names. If you go back to your code a week later, you will hardly remember that what A or B or C means. Next point is that do not use abbreviations. If you can avoid them, use long variable names instead. Okay, the next recommendation is that do not use the variable names for other purpose. For example, do not use the number of subscribers variable to store the number of notifications. Create another variable for that instead. And the last one I mentioned before, do not use the $sign or underscore in the variable names. So that's it for this video. If you have any doubt, comment us below. And if you found some value in this video, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. And do share this video with your friends to spread the knowledge, and stay tuned for more videos.